Welcome to Mystery Movie Madness. Now, can somebody please pass the ketchup? I'm your host, The Collector, and joining me is a man who just realized that it's a pie machine. Chickens go in and pies come out. It's Joe McCrispy.
I lost my cousin to a pie machine once.
And also joining us is someone who thinks there's a dead woman in the drive-thru lane. It's K-Tron.
Have you ever tried ketchup chips?
And also joining us is our special guest who once caught those Mondo dudes dumping shark poison into his secret sauce. It's Cheddario.
It's very disappointing because I have a lot of shark customers that left very sick.
Well, for those of you just joining us, basically what we do is each of us secretly choose a movie from a certain movie category, and through a series of clues, we try to guess each other's movies. And if you manage to guess everyone's movies, you win. If not, we play a little game called Sudden Death, and whoever wins ends up picking a future movie topic.
I just want to say, I'm going to end you, McCrispy.
The gauntlet's been thrown.
Look, if the fryer can't beat me, you can't.
How come nobody ever wants to fight K-Tron or Collector? It's always Crispy. You're going down. What the hell?
That's because you're mature. They don't like mature people, robots, or collecting things.
Boring.
Well, speaking of robots, McCrispy, you want to tell everyone what this episode's category is about?
Well, today's robot category is food. A movie has to be about food. If it's not about food, it's discarded immediately into the incineration pit. Now, does everyone have movies about food?
I have to leave. I think this is one of the listener picks. I think this was somebody that I know submitted it. I think it was Mary Beth. If that was you, Mary Beth, we're doing a food episode.
What?
I totally knew it. I did not pick it because it was my name, but yeah, it was totally intentional that I picked it for you, Mary.
Mary Beth.
Mary Beth. With that being said, the plot has to be about food. You can't just have a sandwich in the background and say close enough. You need it to be in the plot. Collector.
Oh yeah, he's always the one.
I thought this was going to be very difficult, but I did find a few movies, so it should work out.
Shrek, Happily Ever After.
Oh my god, that's right. This talking gingerbread man.
Yes. Wait, no. Okay, in the fourth one it counts because he's like part of the main plot. Other than that, no, he does not count.
Cheddario, do you happen to know what time it is in Tokyo?
Tokyo? Oh, it's probably like 9 a.m. or something.
That's right, it's time for Killer Trivia.
It's time for Killer Trivia, so go and tell your mom. It's time for Killer Trivia, for your sake, don't be wrong. It's time for Killer Trivia, we hope you play along, cause it's time for Killer Trivia.
For those of you just joining us, K-Tron, you want to tell everyone what Killer Trivia is?
Killer Trivia is a series of horror movie questions that we ask to determine our turn order.
So this time, let's see, it's McCrispy's category, so he guesses last. Cheddario, last time you played, you guessed first, so you'll be third. K-Tron, how about you go first, and I'll go second.
McCrispy choose, because this is my first time ever reading the cards, and I don't want to cheat just by staring at them. So McCrispy, choose a category. Purple, green, red, orange, yellow, or other green. I guess the first green was a blue.
The color Victoria's Secret.
Is that red?
Pink, yeah.
I guess that's a pink. Okay. For what agency does a friend of the protagonist Chris Washington work for in Get Out 2017? For what agency does a friend of the protagonist work for?
Something white related.
You're last.
Yeah, don't answer it.
I guess I can still think
What
about
agency?
it and guess.
Is he a cop?
Is that your
Police
guess?
officer? That's my guess.
It's
He's a
not an
police
agency,
officer.
but okay.
I don't
I'm gonna-
remember, so.
See, I'm thinking FBI, but I'm going to go CIA.
Okay.
The water
Cheddario?
department.
Okay.
McCrispy?
White Castle. I don't know.
The answer is the Transportation Security Administration, TSA.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I was real close.
That never ties in with the movie, so yeah, I guess. Keep going.
Somebody else pick a color.
I say purple.
Purple. Abby is revealed to be what type of supernatural being in Let Me In? 2010. She is a vampire.
I'm gonna go zombie then, just in case. Cheddario?
I'll say a blood-sucking vampire, because there's different types of vampires.
Sure.
Oh, with that being said, I'll go a banshee vampire because there are different types of vampires.
A banchpire. She is a vampire.
Well, all three of us got right. You gotta pick a different card, I guess.
No.
No, K-Tron got it first.
Fine.
K-Tron wins.
Okay.
What would you like for your turn order?
I say collector, Cheddario, McCrispy, me.
You didn't screw me over this time. Thank you.
No, be nice to you. It's
Why
your
are you
category,
doing
man.
this? Why are you doing this? Why are you
I
doing this
forgot,
like this?
Cheddario, you also have a food name, huh?
Yeah,
The
Well-
Battle of the Foods.
Crispy said it first, so.
food fight. Is that your movie?
Ooh.
Nice.
We're gonna get into it now.
I thought about picking that one, but I knew one of you was gonna think of that. I'm happy I didn't pick that one.
Has anybody ever seen that film?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
It's bad.
It's so bad.
Do you need to watch it? Oh, fun fact! Didn't they sink $65 million into it? Yeah, they did. That's right.
It was something like a movie starring a whole bunch of mascots of food, and I think it takes place in a
Yeah.
grocery store, maybe. I think what happened was they had the whole movie finished, then it got lost, and then they had to just shittily make it again.
They stole it. That's the crazy. Someone stole it.
I love this guy.
It's a battle between the world's most beloved brands and the forces of darkness.
So the first clue for my movie is I noticed in the background there was a sign and it said for the Pepsi Challenge. And my movie was made in the 80s. So I had no idea that the Pepsi Challenge took place in the 80s. And it's pretty much the same thing. You know, just choosing what's better, Coca-Cola or Pepsi. But they did for a while have a kind of like a prize thing where you could spell Pepsi Challenge, and if you got enough bottle caps that spelled it, you won a prize.
80s Pepsi challenge, you're saying?
Yeah, so it was an 80s Pepsi Challenge, which I didn't know existed.
Isn't it? It wasn't a thing like if you collected enough of the caps, you could like buy a jet, but
That was
like
a
they didn't
Coke
have a
promotion,
jet.
I think.
No, it wasn't
No,
Pepsi.
It was Pepsi.
What was? Okay.
Yep. And
Did they ever get their jet?
no.
No.
Lots of lawsuits that went on for years.
Uh-huh.
That's a shame. They should have gotten their jet.
I had a friend whose parents smoked so much that they got a Marlboro bicycle with their Marlboro points.
I got a Marlboro jean jacket with the Marlboro points from my mom
Oh
smoking.
boy!
Nice.
I wore it throughout middle school.
It was a different time.
This is a man who smokes Marlboro cigarettes. What kind of a man is he?
I'm a guy who likes to work on my car. I like to take it apart and put it back together. I get to working on it and forget where I am, what time it is. I even forget to eat.
You don't forget to smoke, though.
I always smoke when I work. They go together.
Why Marlboro?
I got kicked out of Popeyes for eating all the leftover chicken.
You cannibal.
All right, Cheddario.
It's my turn. Okay. Let's see. I watched a film. I watched it today.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see. What should I give you to start with?
Its title.
It was filmed in California, but it takes place in Miami, and it's pretty much a one location shoot. Pretty much most of it took place in one location.
Bad Boys 2.
Bad Boys 3?
What's it called?
Back to the Hood?
That's Leprechaun. No Bad Boys. Not even Bad Boys for Life.
Is your movie Freddy Got Fingered?
No.
There's
That does
sausages and
involve food.
cheese sandwiches and stuff. He works at a cheese sandwich factory. Come on.
This is true.
Yeah, he jacked off a horse. That involves food.
That's food.
That did not happen at all in that movie.
Oh, yes, it did.
Oh wait, no, yeah, now.
It didn't happen for any particular reason.
Well, he saw it and he just wanted to help out.
Speaking of jacking off horses, McCrispy, you're up.
Okay, one time now, I'm no longer back in the petting zoo. Anyway, one time, damn it. All right, so how many movies got evil corporation selling a dangerous product? Because that's the plot of my movie. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, by your description, none of you else had it, so you can't even say it's too common.
I'm pretty sure I know McCrispy's movie, but I'm gonna wait for a couple clues.
All right, take all the time you need.
Ratatouille.
Again, I thought about that, but no, it's too obvious. I knew one of you was gonna guess children movies after I used that trump card
Ratatouille
multiple
is
times. How dare you?
I've never seen that one.
He's too controlling.
You never seen
He's
Ratatouille?
abusive.
No. I did see Everything Everywhere All at Once, where they have one universe where people are controlled by raccoons, and the raccoon is named Raccoon Cooey.
That was
Raccoonie.
awesome.
Raccoon,
That's great.
And it's just one person. It's not a universe of raccoon controlled people.
I like to
yes.
point out Gordon Ramsay does not wear a chef hat, so where's the rat that's controlling him? Where is it?
His
Gordon
boss.
Ramsay has a mech suit.
It's
a mech suit. Yeah, that makes sense.
A fleshy mech suit.
All of you, a lesson in common sense. Have you had enough? Have you had enough?
Chef.
Do you know what? Because I have. I've had enough. You fucking shout at me again, I'll fucking drag you out.
The hell
so
is
I,
this book, Chef?
shut it! Still haven't got any idea what I'm fucking talking about.
I do, Chef. Scott is being Scott. Chef Ramsay is like.
All right, K-Tron.
Okay. In my room, in my movie, there's a room. There's a in my room. I actually wish I had some stuff in my room that was from this movie. So I do like to look at the background in films, and there is a scene or two in this kid's bedroom, and I'm going to read off to you some of the things that he has in his room. He has a Daryl Strawberry pennant, a Taz plush doll, what does this say? A Winnie the Pooh like toy, Chilly Willy, the little penguin, a toy of that, a Wilson basketball lamp. So the basketball is like part of the lamp.
Wilson!
It did say Wilson. He has a football, a Charlie Brown toy, a Robin toy specifically, Batman poster, Superman poster, Joker poster, space bed sheets, a train set, a skateboard, a Bugs Bunny toy, and then he had like a whole bunch of and a dartboard and a whole bunch of other sports things. So he had something from the New York Mets, something from the 49ers, something from the Cubs, and an RC car. So I think maybe they just decorated this kid's bedroom with like all kinds of shit, because it's not like this kid is into one like place. Like he's all about wherever this takes place. They just were like, oh, here's every sport thing we could find, and then like Looney Tunes.
Wilson, where are you? Wilson! Wilson! Wilson!
There was a lot of stuff. I thought it was a nice set. Probably, maybe it was just some kid's actual room or something. I don't know.
Or they broke into a kid's house and started filming him.
Kid's traumatized.
I wouldn't be surprised.
It furthers his acting career.
Any guesses, anyone?
Mystic Pizza.
Nope.
Dang.
Wait, no, I got one. Space Jam 2.
Nope.
So in my movie, there was a scene, and of course, since it was in the 80s, there was a diner, and nothing really spectacular happens in the diner. It was just a set, but every time I see a diner in a movie, I just think of K-Tron because she's obsessed with the pie.
So obsessed.
And there was a pie in the background. So K-Tron, yes, you could have a slice of pie from my movie.
Could you tell what kind of pie it was?
I could not tell. It was pretty far away.
All right.
Is your movie Jason Goes to Hell?
No.
Damn it. The only reason I say that because there's a scene where like Jason's dead and they start selling like food to honor his death.
Yeah, they made the cheeseburger hockey masks.
Yeah. That's why I just pointed out, because that technically involves the plot in a very miscellaneous way that I would use.
That has nothing to do with the plot in Jason Goes to Hell. First
Yeah, it
off,
does.
there is no plot in Jason Goes to Hell.
True.
Second off, I highly doubt food is motivating this movie.
Yeah, the diner who's like the secondary antagonist at that point.
The diner was the
Yeah,
antagonist.
think about it. They kidnapped a child.
That would actually make more sense than the plot, the lack thereof plot that was there.
I
What the
think there
Duke?
is.
A plot?
No. I think there's a diner in Jersey somewhere that's kind of near or around where maybe the first film was filmed, that has like Jason themed food. So if you ever want to go on a road trip,
Where?
I don't know. I know I saw like Dinosaur Dracula and the guy from Sludge Central go there and take a picture of the menu, and I think they do have some horror themed foods.
I want to eat a chicken in the shape of Michael Myers' forehead.
I was gonna say the little worm soul thing in Jason Goes to Hell.
I want to consume that also deep fried.
Yes, because that looked pretty edible. Looked like it was made out of some sort of meat.
Well, actually, see now this is a loophole because Jason, for the most part, goes through people's mouths in that
No,
movie.
he's not a food. He's a parasite. There's a difference.
You just got done telling me that movie could be a food movie. The second I say, "Yay, it could be a food movie," like, no, I just cannot.
Horror has many faces. Death wears many different masks. But pure evil wears only one. And this is your final chance to see it.
Actually, speaking of that movie, you know the actor like bites into the heart? I'm terrible at names, so I don't remember the actor's name. He actually like got sick multiple times from that scene because apparently the heart was that disgusting to bite into, despite being made out of gummies.
Ew.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of gummy hearts, Cheddario, you're up.
Okay, my film, it takes place in a restaurant.
Ooh la la.
What kind of restaurant?
A restaurant that serves food
What kind of food?
to customers.
What kind of
Is it-
customers?
Is
Good
it a
food.
diner?
It's not a diner.
It's not a diner, it's a restaurant. We've already
It's
established
a
this
restaurant.
in a previous
not-
A
episode.
diner is a restaurant.
It is.
Oh, so not
It's
a
a
fast
specific
food
type
chain,
of restaurant
right?
there.
Yeah.
No. And it was made in 2009 and grossed $60,000 worldwide.
I know no one picked this, but is it Good Burger? Home
No,
with a Good Burger?
Oh,
No.
goodness. Why does that movie always come up?
Because I love it. I love Good Burger.
aren't they making a sequel?
They are where?
What do you mean,
At the
where?
Good Burger movie set.
At the Good Burger.
Good Burger 2. Gooder Burger.
I hope to God that's what they call it.
Good Burger 2, even gooder.
Any guesses for those lackluster clues?
What do you mean lackluster?
Well, so
Gave you three clues.
it was a $60 million movie that took place.
No.
Wait. Oh God, I
Takes
can't
place in a
remember.
restaurant. It's
Yeah.
made in 2009 or released in 2009, and it made $60,000 worldwide. 60,000.
Okay,
That's
that's
it.
a small number. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I pray this is none of your movies, but did any of you pick Jack and Jill? Please say no.
How's
not
that a
mine.
food movie?
Well, that actually makes sense because Adam Sandler is like designing a Dunkin' Donuts campaign, and he needs a certain actor, I forgot his name, to join in. So yes, food does in fact play an integral plot to Jack and Jill. Unfortunately. In fact, thinking about that makes me no longer hungry for chicken.
Well, McCrispy, you're up.
Again, how does Adam Sandler ruin chicken for me? It's my name. Oh, well, speaking of evil businessmen, we also have some industrial sabotage. And the saboteur may or may not be an ex-FBI agent.
Now, is the sabotage part of the evil corporation, or like they're trying to take down the evil corporation?
Well, the evil corporation, so like one business is making less money than another, so they hire a industrial saboteur to get the other corporation. Not because they're good, but they just don't want it.
Is it the SpongeBob movie?
No.
Okay.
That's actually a good one. I watched that in the middle of like what do you call it? What do you call reunions when you meet all the losers from high school again?
Reunion.
A high school reunion.
Oh yeah. I was kicked out of it for eating all the chicken. Anyway, next.
All right, K-Tron, you're up.
Okay, Cheddario. You know this game.
Oh.
My movie features a vehicle that I would like to call Anal Heritage 2000. Because
Okay.
when you see a Winnebago, you're supposed to put the word anal in front of whatever the name of it is. It's a fun road trip game. So if you're ever driving by one, you see it says like, I don't know, Eagle or something. There's usually like some kind of forest name. Put anal in front of it. So there is a Winnebago that says Heritage 2000 on it in this film, or as it should be called, Anal Heritage 2000. Play that game with your friends. It makes everything a little bit more funny.
So the cars in the movie?
It's a Winnebago. What is there another word for that?
Like an RV?
Yeah, an RV.
Recreational vehicle.
Okay.
RV.
Yes.
Is your film Troll 2?
Yes.
Bong.
Fuck you.
Oh man.
Wow.
Oh,
Harsh words.
Wait, how did
you get that from Winnebago?
That's the only movie with a kid that's in a Winnebago. Besides
I didn't say a
RV.
kid was in it.
Well, we're in a kid's room, and then there's a Winnebago. I'm assuming there's a family
food
together.
related. Oh wait, I just remembered why. I was thinking of the crappy Pixar movie, but no, I get what you mean now. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame I thought of that.
My anal heritage is taking me down once again.
I haven't seen that movie, but that clue was like oddly specific, and you called Cheddario out saying, "Hey, look at my movie."
No, because he plays the game where you put the anal in front of the name of the car.
Oh my god, they're eating them alive. Then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yep.
I want to watch it just for that clip.
You're late. I'm sorry we had a small mishap.
Here are the keys. Here are ours.
Have a nice stay in Millpond. You in our city.
Powers of evil are very strong here. I must leave.
All right, so I'll give you a clue to my movie. In my movie, there's a kid playing a ColecoVision. And if you don't know what a ColecoVision is, it was kind of like Atari, but it was like a lot more powerful. And I looked up the price to it, and it was $175 back in the 80s with a price conversion. Today, it would be the equivalent of $483. So it was pretty expensive. And then the company decided to get out of the video game market because they wanted to get away from Nintendo, and they wanted to focus more on their other products. And the biggest selling one at the time was Cabbage Patch Kids.
Oh, well.
Very interesting roundabout there.
There was definitely like this big video game crash too, that I don't remember if they got out of it before that was happening. But once they had all of these different systems coming out with all of these different games that weren't very well like made, they just kept pumping them out and people didn't like them. So everything kind of had this big crash before Nintendo became like the big thing. Because Atari had a system like ColecoVision did. There was a handful of people that did.
If you own ColecoVision, you already own a powerful state-of-the-art computer that gives you the arcade experience with the newest arcade games like Donkey Kong Jr., Looping, Pepper 2, Time Pilot, Mr. Do, Space Fury, Frontline, arcade controls like Turbo, the Roller Controller, and new Super Action Sports. And soon you'll plug in Atom, the revolutionary ColecoVision family computer module with new super games, keyboard, and printer. ColecoVision, the only system you'll ever need.
All right, Cheddario, you're up.
Me. It's me. Okay. Let's see. In the cooler in the restaurant, there's a case of Balls energy drink.
Balls.
That's just for fun. That's not a real clue because that won't help you at all. This is a movie that has twins being played by one person who is not actually a twin. one person playing two roles.
Is it Jack and Jill?
It is not.
No, I think is it Bloody Massacre? Is that
No?
Oh, because I know it's twins in that movie. No, I play with 200 people.
Is it twins?
No? I'll start giving a little more in-depth clues soon, but starting you out a little light.
All right, McCrispy.
So, I said there was a saboteur? Well, his first action is to interview the campaign manager to get information on the business. It is a major plot point, and she ends up helping him try and take down this evil corporation. And no, it is not Monsters, Inc.
I know what your movie is.
What? Come on.
I want to say something before I say the name of the movie, but if I do that, then other people are going to know it.
Just say the movie then, Jesus.
All right, your movie is The Stuff.
Damn it!
Oh,
how'd you guess The Stuff?
Because my hands are registered lethal weapons.
That's right. Oh.
I could have had that one because I was going to say last time as it could be The Stuff, but I didn't. Ding.
Since when did you watch The Stuff?
That movie
that's a classic.
Was a classic video store rental where my mom picked it up because you were sold on the box art and was like, let's get this movie because the catchphrase, what is it?
Can't get enough of the stuff?
Can't get enough of stuff. No, it's not exactly ice cream. It's not exactly yogurt. It's The Stuff. So we got sold on that.
I'm not gonna win my own category. That's disappointing for me.
I mean,
The
you can
Stuff
still
was
get
a
back
movie
in it.
that, before the internet, you'd buy it or rent it, watch it, and then be like, I have to tell everyone about this film. And then if they didn't watch it, then they'd be like, that is made up and it can't be real. Now the internet, it's one of those movies all over, like Troll 2, that people just know this is a movie. There's been GIFs, there's been memes.
We interrupt this presentation with the following urgent message.
Tonight, America is in grave danger. We are under alien attack by a popular dessert known as the Stuff.
Here, Jason, take some.
No! Don't eat that. There is something alive in there.
Tasty. There's something alive in yogurt. It's called benign bacteria.
All right, K-Tron, you're up.
I'm a little bit pissed off that my movie got guessed. So I'll just put a couple of things in my film now. This movie was released on October 12th in 1990. It had a budget of $100,000. And I guess they used it on some stuff. And it was shot in 3 weeks. And it is a sequel, but one of those sequels that has absolutely nothing to do with the original movie. The original movie, Troll, I can't remember when that came out, was about an apartment building being slowly taken over by trolls and fairies and mushrooms that sing and shit. And this movie is about goblins. There is actually 0 trolls in Troll 2.
I don't think I've ever seen Trolls 2.
Never seen this movie?
I feel like back in the day, I bought you some sort of DVD box set with 4 movies on it, and one of them being Troll 2. I think it was like the box set was like World's Worst Movies or something.
No, you did buy me a box set. This was not part of it. This I bought myself, I believe, at an FYE. And it came with the first movie, which I did want to see, and then the sequel I had never seen before. I still have that copy. That's what I watched in my house to prepare for this. It is a double-sided DVD, which they used to do back in the day. So you'd have to flip it for one movie and the other.
Worst design ever?
It's terrible. I watched Troll 2 at my father's house, having no idea what it was about, and it was the best thing I'd ever seen because it is so batshit crazy. So since you haven't seen it yet, you just have to. Goodness.
Everybody, go watch Troll 2.
Yeah.
As soon as you finish listening to this episode.
Or just pause it now. We'll go watch Troll 2 together.
Do you see this writing? Do you know what it means? Hospitality. And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it!
All right, so in my movie, there is a scene where one of the characters gets a spanking. Why? Because they ate food and they weren't supposed to.
Why?
Apparently, they weren't
Is it Willy
allowed.
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
It was at night,
Ooh, that's actually a
so
good guess.
one of the characters ate food and got in trouble for eating the food.
Then Big Mama gave him a spanking.
So no, Willy
No,
Wonka.
it was actually his dad.
I was gonna say maybe your movie was that Stephen King movie. The Mist.
No, it wasn't The Mist.
But yours sounds too early for that.
How's food involved in that one? Never mind.
They're in a grocery store.
That doesn't count. They don't even bring up food.
All right, Cheddario, you're up.
No, I skipped.
It's not an option.
No, okay. Here we go. Let's see. We got some cameos here. Give you an idea what's going on. We got cameos from Will Forte, Jim Gaffigan, Vivica A. Fox, Morgan Fairchild, Lance Henriksen, and then a couple other people that I don't know. And probably the biggest star, and they had a fairly decent role. It wasn't just a cameo. Michael Clark Duncan runs the restaurant.
Who's that?
He owns it. Yeah, he did. Michael Clark Duncan.
Is your movie Killer Donuts?
No.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
No.
Return of the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
What's that actor done that I would know?
Green Mile?
No, don't let her
Who,
guess.
Lance
She'll get back in.
Henriksen? Oh, he was in Millennium. He was in Aliens.
Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead 2.
Was he in Pumpkinhead 2?
Wasn't that like a brief scene, or was it 3? I can't remember because I watched them both.
3 of those?
Next to each other.
Jesus.
3?
There was one part where it was like
they remade it, didn't they?
ghostly him.
I don't think so.
I gotta watch Phantasm.
Nothing to do with Lance Henriksen. Perfect.
I need to go watch Lady and the Tramp.
Is that a food movie?
Spaghetti.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the most famous scene Disney has, along with the other famous scenes that they created / brought out.
All right, McCrispy, you're up.
All right. Oh, you guys guessed my movie. There's a character who like is kind of interesting. I'm terrible with names. He like owns his own cookie company, but like this.
Are you kidding me? He's the best character, and you don't know his name.
He is. I'm terrible at names. I told you this, Mister.
You talking about Chocolate Chip Charlie?
Yes,
Charlie.
Hands are registered lethal weapons, baby.
Yeah. He's like sidelined halfway through the movie, and then he just doesn't return until the end.
And then he loses his smile.
Yeah. It's not even said if he gets his company back. He just shows back up, says what they did, and nothing comes of it.
Well, he came back because he wants to spill the beans so that he could get his company back.
They never said if he did, though. He just shows up and leaves.
He didn't leave.
Something happens to Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Like I said, he lost his smile.
The stuff is here now. Great new taste sensation. Light and free now. Gives you elevation. Enough is never enough. Enough is never enough of the stuff.
Well, can I ask you this? Did you want to eat chocolate chip cookies or eat ice cream or anything while watching this?
No, no. Oddly enough, I was not hungry, possibly due to the fact that the stuff is a parasitic yogurt that takes over people's bodies.
But there's parasites in yogurt.
Not parasites.
Bacteria.
That's actually clever now. Oh.
Enzymes, cultures. While I was watching my movie, I ate Count Chocula cereal that I've had open since October.
Nice.
It's terrible.
That explains all the chocolate rashes on your face. I just thought it was just burnt hair.
The marshmallows were so gross, but I ate it anyway.
Powered through it.
I did.
Oh, I watched Cabin Fever earlier, and all I could think about was eating the peeled skin. I don't know why.
Did you grab the shovel?
Was it crispy?
No, it's mushy because melting. Is it melting or is it flaky? They never go into details.
I remember it being all gross and wet.
Speaking of flesh-eating bacteria entrapped in the woods, K-Tron, you're up.
So, my movie, the entire score was composed by a man named Carlo Maria Cordio, Italian, on a Korg M1 synthesizer. He only used the synth to make the music.
Not a keytar.
No, but I think there is one song in the movie that is just like literally one of the demo tunes, but slowed down.
Fantastic.
This movie was an Italian/American film. The director was Italian, the whole like crew was Italian. None of them spoke English, but all the actors were from America, which is some of the reason why this film had some problems, including the director not knowing English and writing the script. Mm-hmm.
Is that
Is this
why?
De Laurentiis film, I'm assuming?
I don't
He was
think
famous for that.
so. Yeah, this was like low budget. I don't know if he even knew about this. I don't know how this movie came to be, how it became Troll 2, because I think it was just a film that was made that they just put the name on later.
They spent all their money on the rights to use Troll.
I don't even know. I can't remember that part of the tale of how this movie came to be. But there was some communication issues. And the actors would say, "Hey, these lines are completely like this is not how somebody would speak. Can we like ad lib some of this?" And the director was like, "No, you say the words how they are." And that is part of some of the dialogue.
Is that where the famous scenes come from? Oh my god, they're eating them. Then they're gonna eat me. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I do have some quotes, so I'll leave you with
yes.
that one for now. But there's
Aw.
a lot of bad quotes from this film.
Do they all sound like that, or do the actors try for us the quotes?
Well, a lot of the actors that showed up to this film were trying out for bit parts, and then they just got the lead roles. The dad in this movie was just like literally a dentist from Salt Lake City, Utah.
So specific.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to give you a couple clues. So here's kind of a bullshit one, but at the same time, if you pay attention, maybe you know my movie. So my movie, if anyone has seen Stranger Things, in Stranger Things Season 3, the movie poster can be seen in the mall as they walk by it.
That's such a bullshit clue, but fine.
Unless you pay attention. All right. So let's see. I'll give you another one.
Wait, no. Is it Night of the Living Dead?
No. So in my
I'm
scene,
close.
there's one of those famous fridge scenes, which I love those, where they open the fridge and they show you what's inside. And every time I do that, I always think of, was it cola, purple stuff? Ooh, Sunny D. So I always look to see if there's those products in there. And there wasn't any of those products in the fridge, but in the fridge there was cinnamon rolls, strawberry yogurt, chocolate milk, and they had coffee. And they had like the can of coffee in the fridge, which not a lot of people do, but it was kind of a big thing in the 80s and 90s that people would do to keep their coffee grounds fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you never liked Wilson's coffee, huh?
I think people don't do it now because if it gets wet, it's not good for it. I think in general, the refrigerator is a pretty dry environment, but yeah, I don't think people really put it in there anymore.
Yes, it is true that coffee is destroyed by heat, so keeping it in a cool, dark area is important. However, coffee is allergic to the 21st century, so things like heat, oxygen, moisture all destroy coffee. And coffee is hygroscopic, which means it attracts water, which causes it to sweat.
So, a fridge and a movie poster I can't remember from something I saw like 3 years ago.
Yep,
Well,
way much.
Let me put it this way. I vividly remember seeing it when Stranger Things came out and that scene happened. I lost my lid. I'm just saying.
Well, if I knew the name of the movie.
Okay, wait, K-Tron, you're old. When was the what movies were in the 80s at the time?
What movies happened in the 80s?
Yes, go
Many.
over all of them.
If I knew what movie happened in the 80s and had something to do with the things that I have listed here, I would be guessing movies. I'm really not sure. I can't think of what it was that they walked by in the mall.
All right, Cheddario, you're up.
It's me, Cheddario. Let's see. What do I want to give you now? Okay, so more about the restaurant. It's owned by a former boxing champ and is named after him. He likes saying motherfucker a lot. Let's see. Oh, the reason for this movie, things happen. Boss owes the Yakuza a bunch of money, so he creates a challenge for the wait staff, and whoever makes the most money that night wins a prize.
I got nothing.
Is it
Yeah,
is it to
nobody's seen
fight
this
the
movie.
Yakuza?
That's a prize?
Yeah.
A battle with the Yakuza? No.
You get a chance to steal from the Yakuza.
He-
Yeah.
Cheddario's going old school McCrispy of just picking like
Something
something
random.
trauma-esque
Yeah.
or from Asylum.
Well, I'll give you this other bit. It's from group of creators that had something really big and popular when they first started, and every single movie after that just gets a little bit less good. Let's put it that way. Start out hot and just
So Astro Boy. Okay.
All right, K-Tron.
Let's see. Man, most of these clues are like you didn't know what my movie was, hopefully. So I'll give you a couple more. There's a sheriff named Gene Freak in this movie. Which I thought was funny. A bunch of people have shamrock birthmarks. That's how you know that they're goblins. And they're applied like super shittily, so it just looks like gross skin peeling off. There's a lot of people running around through birch trees.
Naked?
No, they got clothes on. One lady's got some torn up clothes though.
May I ask what's the difference between a troll and a goblin?
The movie wouldn't necessarily tell you. The goblins are these creatures in burlap sacks with really shitty rubber masks on that are vegetarians, which is a very important part of this film. That's where like the food comes in. They're vegetarians and they eat people, but they can't just eat people because people are made of meat. So they make people eat green shit. Like sometimes it's a bowl of pudding or jello. Sometimes it's just like obviously like frosting for a cake just on top of regular food, something you would definitely notice, or like green water. And when you drink that, it turns you into a plant, and then they can eat you.
Like you like turn a fawn plant, or you just turn green, poison ivy style, and then they eat you.
One guy like starts turning into like branches and stuff start growing out of his body. One girl just turns into a puddle of looks like green
Piss.
jello and scrambled eggs, and then they just start eating that. Yeah.
Wonderful work. I'm very happy with this knowledge.
So, maybe the trolls are not vegetarians.
All right. Well, since it's just me and Cheddario left, we're gonna give you some Hail Marys, and if you can't guess our movie, then we'll tell you what our movie is, so that this way we have some time to talk about ours. I'll give you a bunch of clues because I got some bullshit ones, but I'll throw some important ones in, so hopefully you guys pay attention. I'm not gonna say which ones are the juicy ones. At one point, someone says that he's gonna go Xerox that, make a Xerox copy, and that's not a phrase that's used quite often. So anyone, if you don't know what a Xerox machine is, it's a copy machine, but it's actually a specific brand. But at the time that this came out, it was one of those machines where it had like the holes on the sides as it printed. That was what the Xerox machine was. Also, one of the characters is a businessman, and he has cowboy boots on with a suit. And I always find that odd because then it's like a oxymoron. You know what I mean? Also, I lost my shit when I saw this. One of the characters is in the bathroom, and there's a Motley Crue poster in the bathroom.
In the bathroom?
For decorative material is a Motley Crue poster. Another thing was
the bathroom of what?
The house that they were in. Also, there was McDonald's, and on the sign, right, it said only 45 billion served, which might, like, oh, whatever. But if you by the 90s, I remember the sign saying over 99 billion served. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then there's also a scene where one of the characters goes crazy in a grocery store and makes a mess. But the funniest part about it was they were using a rake in a grocery store. So I don't know why or where they got the rake from.
Is your movie the stuff?
Yeah, no!
Yes.
Damn
It
you,
is?
K-Tron!
Yes.
I'm back in, baby.
Not fair, that was my guess.
You should have paid attention. I gave you a ton of
Oh.
clues from the movie.
My brain didn't even go there. Like, no, nobody has the same movie.
It's been
I've said
happening
this
more and
stuff
more
multiple
lately.
times.
Damn.
You're so unoriginal.
Well, I was actually originally going to do Killer Donuts. First I was going to do Attack of the Killer Tomatoes because I just wanted to hear the song.
Sure.
And then, like, in my research,
you said the title, so now you can do the song.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. They'll beat you, bash you, squish you, mash you, chew you up for brunch, and finish you off for dinner or lunch.
in my research, the second one looked a lot better than the first one, and only because George Clooney was in it. But then, like, the first one seemed too hokey, so I was like, all right. And then I just was like, I'll do Killer Donuts. And then, like, when I was watching the Killer Donuts trailer, the stuff popped up, like movies you might like. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. And then obviously,
damn.
Ugh, great. Now I gotta guess Cheddarios.
You should have paid attention.
I saw the menu this week, but my film is not the menu.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Have you seen that yet?
No, not yet.
No, that's pretty good. Johnny Legs.
Ooh, I'm a big Johnny Legs fan.
He's in it. His character's pretty funny too. His character's like this washed up actor who hasn't been doing films very often and has done some shitty films. So I'm like, oh, like what Johnny Legs did.
He's a character actor, all right?
I love him. I would never say something wrong. He knows what he did.
All right, Cheddario, you're up.
Let's see. Okay, so there's a new member, new busboy. They prank him. They tell him he has to take a shot of blue curacao every time he breaks something. So then he starts doing that, and his mouth starts turning blue. And then he gets so drunk that he just starts breaking stuff on purpose and keeps drinking and drinking and drinking. And then eventually the boss is like, hey, I want you on the wait staff. And they put him out on the wait staff drunk.
Is your movie Waiting?
No.
Okay.
Let's see. That's what happens to one guy. Another guy, he's a little weird, but he's on his meds. But I guess apparently got fired from his last job because he went off his meds and went crazy and was naked. And yeah, so he got in trouble for that. So he forgot to take his meds this time on time because daylight savings time. So he gets a little off the rails.
I got nothing.
In this film as well. There's a Smurf reference. There are 4 cats shown in one dream sequence, or hallucination, I should say. One of the waitresses is a ballet dancer who gets a hot soup in the face and then spends the rest of the movie with a burned face. It's having trouble getting people to tip her well because they're like, ooh, your face.
And it's not Waiting.
It's not Waiting. And it's not Still Waiting either.
Is there like another movie about people working at a restaurant?
One of the
that
wait
is
staff
shitty?
was an actor on CFI Hotlanta. Eye of the Tiger. They wanted to use that for the end credits, but it was too expensive, so they made a parody called Cry of the Cougar.
I like that.
It's made by the Broken Lizard folks.
What is Broken Lizard known for?
Super Troopers.
Is it Super Troopers 2?
No.
Club Dread?
No.
What's the beer one? Beer
Fest? Beer Fest?
Beer Fest?
No.
Those are the only ones I know.
They've got on 420 this year. They have one called Quasi about the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Might not be actually the Notre Dame one, but I'm assuming it's inspired by that. And that'll probably be terrible as well.
Yeah.
All right, I give up.
Yeah.
Slam and Salmon.
All right, let's go.
Nope.
What is it? We give up.
That's it.
I already
Salmon and
said it.
salmon.
Yep.
Yeah, never heard of it. We'll never
What?
have guessed that one.
Never
What?
heard of it.
Salmon.
I tried to pick something that I didn't think would be obscure.
Yeah, no. I haven't been following the Super Trooper people as strongly as you have, apparently.
Just so
Nor
you
have I.
know, yours was the most obscure of the night.
Well, that wasn't my intention.
You tried. Try harder.
Champ is offering a prize to the top-selling waiter.
First place gets $10,000. Last gets a broken rib sandwich. And I wasn't even trying to hurt him.
I am so gonna win this.
He's bazonkers. Get him off the floor.
Yeah. Aren't we all little bazonkers?
All right, well, K-Tron, you want to say any final thoughts about your movie?
Yes. So my movie, Troll 2, as I said, came out in 1999. It is a sequel to a film, but has nothing to do with the first movie. I said it is about cannibal vegetarians. So this movie is known as perhaps the best worst movie ever made. In fact, there's a documentary about how that movie got made from, I think maybe the kid who was in it, who was the little boy, did it. And I have that, and it was a good watch. This movie is just, it's got so much wrong with it, but it's just so entertaining as a train wreck. The dialogue is cheesy. The costumes are horrible. Like the way that the people deliver these lines are insane.
When they're trying to do it on purpose is when they end up actually being good. When they're trying to be cheesy on purpose, it's never the same.
It's true. And from what I understand, the director gets really mad if people say like, "Oh, this movie is so terrible. Like, what the hell?" Like, this was completely straight up how he thought it would be. He thought this was going to be this great film, and it's just something else. So I'll give you some quotes here, and I didn't do any of the big ones, so I was trying to like go around some of the well-known things from this movie. Dad stopped the car. Joshua's ready to be eaten, is said in a dream sequence. Now she's one with the vegetable world. So this movie has goblins. It has ghost. The ghost grandpa talks to the little boy through the whole thing. And it has a witch who I think controls the goblins. And when she feeds some of the green shit to this girl who's turning into the green stuff, the witch says, now she's one with the vegetable world.
Here, try this. That looks good. How about this?
Yeah, that's it.
Grandpa!
Don't let them eat, Joshua. For the love of God, don't let them eat.
Aren't you hungry, Joshua?
There is a scene where there's a preacher guy who's going on and on about how meat is terrible, and this like small congregation of people hiding in this church that are all secretly goblins are like all grossed out every time he mentions meat. So part of that sermon was, and by flesh, I mean all that stinking, disgusting meat, hamburgers, steaks, the stink of sausages, and hot dogs served by the side of the road. And like everybody there is like, ugh, they all grossed out.
Well, it was all red meat. You never mentioned anything about chicken, so McCrispy's safe.
He's probably okay, yeah.
Let's go.
Let's see. There's some point where the little kid is given a Molotov cocktail to commit arson, or at least a deliberate fire, by his ghost grandpa. There is a sandwich standoff. Once the goblins find out that the family realizes that they're goblins, they just wait around outside the house and throw a bag of sandwiches that has like green shit inside of it, and they're like, "You better eat those," and they just wait for the family. And the whole movie starts with a house exchange, not just a vacation. This little family's going on vacation to a town called Nilbog.
Mama, what's vacation?
Yeah. What they're doing is they're swapping houses with someone from the country. The country people are going to go live in their house in the city, and they're going to go live in the country house for a month, which is totally normal and what people do. Nilbog is goblin spelled backwards. Okay, that's the town they go to. And yes, if you haven't seen this whole film yet, all little gifts and things you've seen, I can guarantee you there are crazier shit in this film. I'll give you
piss on
my
hospitality.
Yeah, you can't piss on hospitality.
No, you cannot.
Nope. I guess in that scene, the kid was supposed to act possessed, and the director stopped him and was like, "No, that's boring. What you're going to do is piss on everything." And the little kid who was like 9 years old was like, "Do what now?" And the director's like, "Piss."
Nice.
So my body count.
Bodies in the kitchen, bodies in the streets, bodies in the sewer, even under the sink. Bodies are all we ever see, so let's just count them up. Bodies, what you gonna be, so let's just count them up.
Was 15, I think. I think all the goblins die. And I'll give you the ways that people do die in this film. Eaten. They're eaten. I wrote down chainsaw milkshake because somebody's turning into a plant, gets chainsawed and then made into a milkshake. And then I think the person who then drank that milkshake dies. Someone is burned to death. And I think Grandpa just dies because he runs out of power. Grandpa Ghost dies again. And concentrating. Because also Stonehenge is in this movie.
Jesus, this movie's all over the map.
The source of power to the so please
Is it
go
the
watch
sequel to
this
Halloween
movie.
3?
See, going back and watching Season of the Witch, that movie's phenomenal.
I love that movie.
If you want to talk about the worst one in the series, you need to watch Part 5. It just makes no sense. I mean, Michael Myers is barely in the movie. He's just wearing his own mask, driving around in a car.
Which one's the Paul Rudd one?
6.
Okay. Like, don't you speak ill of that one.
No, that one's a classic.
So yeah, I could talk about this movie forever because it's been one of my favorites for a long time. But it's been a lot of other people's favorites too. So if you want to check it out, there's plenty of reason to. And it is a very food-filled movie. There are people who die by food. There are people who get made into food and then die. There's a weird sex scene with some corn on the cob.
Oh, Jesus.
Something for everyone.
Corn, what?
Oh, you bet.
All right, so my movie was The Stuff, and like K-Tron said, nowadays you could pretty much find memes of it. You could get it on YouTube. You could find it anywhere. But back in the day, especially in like late 90s, early 2000s, this movie was impossible to get. And I did get a copy of it on DVD back in the day. I don't even remember where I found it. It was somewhere obscure where I actually found it. And then, of course, we showed it to all of our friends and anyone that we could. And I haven't seen it in probably, 20 years or so.
Man.
So going back
You're old.
and watching it, the movie isn't as good as I remember as far as like dialogue and stuff like that. It was kind of cheesy, kind of hokey. The death scenes were really good. The gore was pretty good because you'd like punch someone and their head would just explode and the stuff would come out everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So that was kind of cool and unique. The sets were pretty cool. Like at one point they go to this gas station and there's just so much shit in this gas station because they're kind of like at a small like podunk town or whatever. And it's like all like the classic stuff from the 80s though, like motor oil on a can, chiclets, just a bunch of stuff like that. And then all the scenes that they did with like the stuff like breaking through walls and buildings and stuff was cool because they used all miniatures and it actually holds up pretty good because I believe they did a Blu-ray like 4K restoration, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, oh yeah, I believe that one's come out at least once, redone it in those nice packages for like $30.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, definitely watch it, especially if it's just for Chocolate Chip Charlie. I mean, He like McCrispy said, he just like disappears and then just like comes back. But even I remember as a kid vividly loving Chocolate Chip Charlie. So
You're Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Well, I sure as hell ain't the Kentucky Colonel. Get off of me.
I'm sorry. What are you doing down here in a town like this? Big executive like you.
I'm trying to find out something about the sons of bitches who stole my company out from under me and threw me out on my beautiful black ass. You work for them, huh?
I'm investigating them, same as you are.
Yeah, those shits.
I also love that movie. And when it was, I'd started hearing other people talk about it because the internet existed and people who have seen it like really loved it. I was like, oh, thank God. And I recommend that movie to people that I know would never even like it, but I'm just like, you will watch the stuff. But the practical effects are really cool. Most of that, if not all, would be done in CG now. So like they really had to spill shit all over the floor in this grocery store or make a miniature of the hotel room and pour the liquid goo all over it and set it on fire. The scene where the kid is inside of the tanker truck in the tank part and it starts filling up with this stuff is like pretty horrifying because it's that enclosed space. Like if you were in any of those trucks and it was filling up with a liquid, you'd probably be like, I'm going to die here. So I remember that one vividly since I was a kid. But then it's also being filled with like sentient melted marshmallow and it's going to kill him if he eats it.
it also has a lot of good quotes. Like at one point, the kid gets rescued. He's in the back of the guy's car and he throws up. And he's like, and the kid apologized, like, sorry, I just ate shaving cream. And the guy driving just goes, don't worry about it. We all eat a little shaving cream sometimes.
That guy, I love him. He's in a few movies. Oh, I can't remember the director's name.
Was it Larry Cohen?
Yeah, he's in Larry Cohen movies. He's in
Like The Stuff?
He's in The Stuff, yep. He's in the sequel to Salem's Lot. He's in Return to Salem's Lot. He's in what's the movie about the gross looking baby?
It's Alive?
It's Alive. He's in those 3 movies too. And he's just
Cue the
got
Winged
that-
Serpent.
Oh yeah. That like southern drawl that he has, like
Yeah.
he's just such an interesting character. He always seems out of place in all of movies I've seen him in, but in like an interesting way. The stuff is like it's about 80s consumerism and like marketing and all of that. And even after the stuff goes and kills a whole bunch of people at the end, they're like, well, we'll just rebrand it as The Taste and no one will notice the difference. This alien substance bubbling up from the ground or whatever it is. Yeah, go watch the stuff.
All right, Cheddario.
I don't really have a lot to say about my movie because it wasn't very good. Say the Michael Clark Duncan did a good job with his comedy in this one. But yeah, it's not really worth your time.
What was it called again?
Slam and Salmon.
Okay.
Yeah, because the guy running the place is called Cleon Salmon.
All right, McCrispy. Give us your final thoughts on the stuff.
If it was better, I'd have more to say. I even tried to look up like trivia and stuff on it, and there's not a lot. Nobody watched this, apparently.
McCrispy?
Yeah, I'm the chicken. I was just listening. What? The stuff was so cool. I love listening about the stuff. I like the stuff. All right, you got me. I actually liked the movie. I expected a total meltdown, but then I got something actually funny.
Mm-hmm.
There's a child character who the movie forgets exists. He's very on and off in the plot, and I like it.
I had to look it up because the kid, he's got like these bright green eyes. And the whole time I was watching, I just kept thinking he was the demon from Demonic Toys.
Was he?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of like it knows what it is, and just kind of rolls with it. It knows it's a movie about killer whipped cream. It makes silly jokes, but there's still some good, like creepy horror moments of, like it's like Pod People, but with the stuff.
The stuff, the taste that makes you hungry for more. The stuff, taste that delivers.
Enough is never enough. Enough is never enough.
What was your favorite scene, McCrispy?
The favorite scene is when like the trying to escape the stuffies, as they're previously called, and at one point they elbow one of the stuffies in the face. but he ate so much of the stuff it like makes up the inside of him, so his face just splits open. The best thing in the movie. Or that one, Captain Cookie, whatever his name is, pukes out the stuff.
Yeah.
Captain
But Chocolate Chip Charlie's head starts elongating and it does that like rubbery
and
stretch.
I also like the hotel scene when they're like, let's just burn it, and they have an actor on the floor with the stuff on his face, and they're in a hotel room, right? So they just throw oil from this lamp on his face and legit light it on fire, and there's some guy with stuff on his face on fire on the ground just rolling around.
That's some good stunt work going on. I
Yeah.
hope they paid him a lot.
And then they did McCrispy, what do you think was better? Nightmare on Elm Street with the blood while rolling around the ceiling, or the stuff rolling around on the ceiling?
It's Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm sorry. You can't beat that. The stuff can't beat Nightmare on Elm Street. The stuff could beat a lot, but Nightmare on Elm Street is not on that list.
All right, well, we've all pretty much talked about the stuff, but McCrispy, so how would you get one of your friends to eat it?
Force feed them?
Hold them down? What are you saying?
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd just give away free samples at the supermarket.
I would take a feeding tube, put it in his mouth, and then, I'm not helping my case, am I?
My God. Are you going to make a human centipede and then feed it the stuff?
I will tell him it's better than watching Human Centipede. Yes.
No, okay.
Nice.
It's a very high bar.
All right, well, there's still 2 people left in it. We have K-Tron and Cheddario, so we're going to play a little game called Sudden Death.
Go on and place your bets. Prepare to lose, prepare to lose. Come see if you don't have something left. You'll be on the floor trying to catch your breath.
All right, so for those of you first listening, Sudden Death is exactly like Killer Trivia. We're going to read a question. First person to answer, though, wins. And they get to pick a future movie topic. So,
all right.
Cheddario, pick a color.
Green.
All right. Director John Carpenter casts his then wife Adrienne Barbeau in the Ghost. Okay, what's your guess, K-Tron?
What else did Adrienne Barbeau do that had Ghost Pirates in it? Is that the rest of that
I don't
question?
even think you got to say Ghost Pirates.
No, ghostly.
Could be Ghost of Mars.
Film.
Ghostly what film?
Seaside.
Oh, yeah, it's the fucking fog.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Mist.
The Fog.
The Fog, yep. Cheddario won.
That was probably almost as fast as Jet Mike answering the question that he held on to that he lost to McCrispy the first time on.
Wow, hey, what's up, everybody? Happy to be here.
Okay.
I did it!
Well, that happened, yeah. I was supposed to win, but okay.
Told you going down, McCrispy.
He's been on a losing streak. The guests keep kicking his ass.
Not fair.
You should stop pissing off everyone.
He's a goddamn arsonist.
Okay, just because multiple Reedies burned down does not mean I should stop talking. My lawyer advises me that not to make these statements.
All right, Cheddario, you got any ideas for a future movie topic?
Give me like 1 minute. Talk amongst yourselves. I wasn't prepared to win. Sorry.
That's inevitably when you do win.
I wasn't prepared for you to win either. It's okay.
Yeah, I love the stuff. Love Troll 2. I think those movies now are not quite as obscure as they used to be because people just talk about them so much.
Yeah.
Like there's so much people making content on them. I did buy a little pin of like a cup of the stuff at horror convention. I have that somewhere in my house. And I did see, if you've watched the new Creepshow show, have you seen any of that?
No. I know Joe Lynch directed a few episodes, though.
In one of the episodes, there's a scene where somebody opens up a freezer and you can see in the freezer there's like some pizzas and then there's like a little jar of the stuff. There's like a bunch of like little hidden things from horror movies in them. I popped real hard. I was like, oh, it's the stuff. Which I think I do remember seeing the movie poster in Stranger Things. It's just been so long since I've seen that season, I didn't remember.
When I was a little girl, I didn't think there was anything that I liked better than ice cream. Now I'm a big girl, and I've decided there's something I like better. Much better. It's called the stuff. And believe me, enough is never enough.
All right, Cheddario, what you got?
All right. If you haven't done this already, movies have to do with like musician or bands.
Music?
What?
The plot.
Not music. Yeah, the plot has to do with like a musician or a group of musicians doing shit.
So that's the whole plot is it's got to be a band or a.
Yeah. So not it like doesn't have to be a musical. Doesn't have to have any music in it.
So for an example, it would be like Airheads, where it's a band and they took over the radio station, but it's the fact that they're a band.
Anybody got a problem with that?
No, we did music movies once, but we didn't get that specific with it. So
I want to get specific, so it could be any genre that you want. That's
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah,
I'm making the rules now.
Just deep frying cold water count as music.
It's time for Killer Trivia again.
It's time for Killer Trivia, so go and tell your mom. It's time for Killer Trivia, for your sake, don't be wrong. It's time for Killer Trivia, we hope you play along, cause it's time for Killer Trivia.
K-Tron, you want to tell everyone what restaurant chain you belong to?
I belong to the Mystery Movie Madness and Associates franchise of film interests.
Trying to blend it all with food products.
Yeah. That's Midnight, Midnite. So good we spell it wrong. Huh? We have a website, midnightromerosociety.org. That's .org. We've got some of our affiliates are on there. We have articles. I think one of the latest articles up was about the movie Romeo and Juliet from back in the day, the 90s one. That was pretty good. We have listicles. We have some stuff from our old podcast that we haven't brought back yet, but maybe one day. So if you're interested in any of that, you can see that there.
You can find us on Twitter at MysteryMovieMad and on Instagram at MysteryMoviemadness. McCrispy, you got anything?
You should eat the stuff. It's
He's still campaigning.
You can't. Enough is never enough. Nah, I'm kidding. Go eat fried chicken. It's better for you. Anyway.
Cheddario, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter. My handle's @Wendy's, or you can go to my website, www.wendys.com.
Are you?
Don't trust the French fries. The French fries it's a
Do they
lie.
have a new Frosty coming out by any chance? That's not
No,
exactly yogurt and not exactly ice. No.
The peppermint one went away, and they brought back the vanilla.
They
still have the classic as well.
Yeah, disgusting.
Coming soon, February 20th, Shamrock Shake at McDonald's.
Aren't they?
Wait a minute.
No,
Cheddario,
we're working together to elevate all fast food.
I think Cheddario is trying to give us the stuff here.
Together
Yeah.
forever.
I agree with that sentiment. I'm gonna go back to drinking deep fried grease.